there's two areas, and actually three areas that they can focus on. One is administrative. They can do a letter of admonition for minor infractions of record keeping or security. They may send you a letter and saying these are the allegations that they make, and you have 30 days to provide them a written explanation of what actions you took to correct those violations or allegations. The second thing is a memorandum of understanding or memorandum of agreement, which is an agreement, a written agreement between registrant and DEA that they'll comply with the federal laws and regulation and the state laws and regulation with regards to controlled substances. That will be used against them if they came back and found the same violations that were noted in the MOA or MOU. The third, the second area is civil action. Civil action is mostly for record keeping. There's a section in there, federal laws, of it's 842 A5 and A10 that talks about the failure to maintain complete and accurate records. That violation, those violations will cost about $10,000 per violation. So for example, you had 3 222s that were coming in from the reverse distributor, and you didn't note on there the quantity shipped and the date shipped, so you can multiply that times 10,000. For another example, we had a pharmacy in Manhattan, and he reported a theft of oxycodone by his pharmacy technician. And in notifying DEA, DEA initiated an investigation on the theft because it entailed 14 bottles of 100 count of oxycodone 30. So when they came in, they wanted to talk about the pharmacy technician and the steps that the pharmacy took to do, to comply with the federal laws and regulation. And one of the areas that they looked at was the sea sauce. And unfortunately, the password of the owner of the pharmacy, who was a pharmacist, he shared it with 3 other pharmacists. So they were all using the same sea sauce password. And from there on, the focus of the investigation went from the theft to the record keeping. Now myself and Jim Schiffer, who you just interviewed, we went to the U.S. Attorney's Office, and they came up in their PowerPoint presentation with all the violations that amounted to $186 million. Now you figure that out for an independent pharmacy. And the outcome, he wound up paying $200,000 for a civil fine, but he also paid $300,000 for legal fees. And the unfortunate part is, it could have easily been taken care of long before DEA got there by probably coming to one of our webinars or seminars that we do for the New York City and Pharmacists Association. But he didn't, and he really didn't understand those regulations. And in fact, on the sea sauce, the information that DEA requested was not available, and therefore they were cited for that, on top of everything else that went along with all the other violations or allegations that they made. So again, that's a civil action. And then you have a criminal action. If you are filling prescriptions and they're not for legitimate medical purpose, and you improvise the willful blindness and deliberate ignorance policy, that's where DEA will come in and make a case on your pharmacy and your practice, and eventually somebody will get indicted for it. But normally, I would probably say we're talking about maybe 1 out of 1,000 pharmacies when it comes to that type of issue. But primarily it's administrative action, and it's civil action that DEA will take against the pharmacy.